The Simpsons have been referencing Disney far before they were just another tentacle in old Walt's worldwide entertainment conglomerate. And yes, The Simpsons predicted Fox's sale to Disney decades before it actually happened. There's just a clip for everything, isn't there? So join us on a hyperspeed journey through Simpsons lore as we uncover 23 Disney references you missed in The Simpsons. And we're looking for deep cuts here, okay? The hidden times America's favorite family poke fun at the House of Mouse. I challenge you to find more interesting references. I challenge you! God, I need more coffee. Hey, speaking of uncontrollable rage, this season 13 episode sees Homer get so mad that he resembles Marvel and Disney's own Incredible Hulk, albeit with some help from some green paint. What you might have missed is Bart's nod to a long-time mystery to Hulk fans: how he keeps his pants on. We don't know. Speaking of Disney's Jolly Green Giant, nope, not that one, sorry. In this episode, Springfield's favorite comic book guy faints into a huge pile of foam Hulk hands, a toy you might remember from being in every toy store since the mid-2000s. The hands became something of a phenomenon, popping up several times in the show, usually in or around the Android's Dungeon comic shop. Unfortunately though, foam fists don't actually make you strong.
I know. Friends make you strong. I watched the same musical you did.
One Marvel strongman wasn't enough for Matt Groening's creative crew in this St. Patrick's Day episode, when a brawl between green-clad Irish Catholics and orange-wearing Irish Protestants brought out two same-colored brutes, the Incredible Hulk and Fantastic Four's The Thing. This, of course, isn't just calling out two random comic characters, but a nod to Bruce Banner and Ben Grimm's alter ego's long history of comic book battles. Okay, they fought a lot. Now, let's move on to references to another Disney heavy hitter, Mary Poppins.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Sherry Bobbins, the Simpsons version, is an obvious reference, but a fun sub-reference is a boozehound named Barney, a song the nanny sings to the kids that strongly resembles the Mary Poppins song Feed the Birds. What do you think? Would this bird-feeding old woman be offended at being compared to Barney Gumble? 2021's Treehouse of Horror special featured a clear spoof of Disney's Bambi. However, we get another instance of animators going the extra mile to land the parody. This scene where Bart-i, see what you did there, finds his mom is almost identical, and the appearance of Bambi's dad is the same as well, except with a slightly different ending. And the animators just generally get super granular with the details of their Disney send-ups, including Devil Flanders looking just like Chernobog, the demon from Fantasia, I had to look the name up, don't worry, a fish-faced Homer reacting just like Pinocchio when he gets donkey ears, and Phil Hartman's Lionel Hutz combing his hair with a fork. Speaking of animation references, one of the clearest might be Steamboat Itchy, which popped up in multiple Simpsons episodes as a parody of Steamboat Willie. But did you know that Steamboat Willie was actually a parody itself? Yes, the 1928 Mickey Mouse film was a send-up of Steamboat Bill Jr., film from silent movie star Buster Keaton. So, next time you see a Disney parody, remember, they started it. Hey, speaking of Steamboat Itchy, the cartoon within a cartoon, plays an important part in a plot about the true creator of Itchy and Scratchy. In the season 7 episode, it's revealed that Roger Myers, the Simpsons version of Walt Disney, stole the character from animator Chester J. Lampwick. This is a clear reference to Iwerks, the trailblazing animator and Disney's partner in the creation of Mickey Mouse, who many say didn't get the credit he deserves. It's true what they say, isn't it? Behind every American genius is an underappreciated co-conspirator with an interesting name. Everybody says that. So staying in the classic animation era, when Barney Gumble is terrorized by a hallucinogenic monster, he quickly guzzles a duff and is aided by a pink elephant, which sets in stone the logic put forth in Dumbo the Flying Elephant, that drinking calls the aid of holographic pink elephants. Kids, it is important to remember this information for the test. It is half your grade. Next, a dreaming Homer finds a magic lamp, rubs it, and the genie from Aladdin comes out. Well, of course, that's obvious. But you might not know that Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer, actually voiced the genie in The Return of Jafar, the Aladdin animated series, and the Kingdom Hearts series. I'm sure his taxes got a lot easier after the merger. Good for him. Good for Dan. Speaking of, Disney's first family have put on many Disney couch gags, especially as the IP continues to mount. This one referencing Disney animation with Maggie as Minnie, Lisa as Cinderella, Marge as Snow White, Homer as Baloo, and Bart as Fantasia Mickey, was actually created by Disney animator Eric Goldberg, who is known for creating the Genie and other iconic Disney animated characters. Can't you see it in the style? I think that's so cool. Even Disney's litigation practices weren't safe from Simpsons scorn, as when Principal Skinner calls the school carnival the happiest place on earth, he's rebuked by a Disney lawyer. This, of course, is a nod to Disney's long and litigious history when it comes to copyright law. But you might not know that the Mouse's lawyers twice got the US government to change the intellectual property laws to keep Mickey out of the public domain. He's due to go into the public domain in 2024, so keep your eyes peeled for lawyers with Mickey Mouse ears creeping around Capitol Hill. In the 4th season, Selma takes the kids to Duff Gardens. This is the episode where they ride a Duff-themed Small World parody ride. And the fictional theme park takes a direct swipe at Snow White's diminutive friends with beer-themed versions of the iconic dwarves. The fun part? You can actually go see those mascots in person, but not at a Disney theme park. At Universal Studios. How's that for brand synergy, huh? How about it? When's Disney gonna buy Universal? The Disney theme park parodies roll on with Itchy and Scratchy Land, a place the family returns to several times through the series. The whole park is a spoof of Disneyland down to the cutting-edge animatronics. This episode actually ends with the robots going haywire and killing everyone, only to be stopped with simple flash photography. A nod to Disney's long history of impressive animatronics that do inevitably break down from time to time. When Homer thinks he's 10 and Bart takes him to Itchy and Scratchy Land, they ride a parody of the Disney ride soaring down to seeing the legs of the person above you. And that's not all. This episode was written by Judd Apatow, who is of course famous for creating man-child characters, and here literally does that with Homer, but he wrote it 25 years before the episode aired. So that job that said they would keep your resume on file, they might be telling the truth. Maybe. At yet a third Disneyland parody location, literally called Disneyland, the Simpsons see a politically correct version of Pirates of the Caribbean, referencing the real-life removal of two scenes from the Disneyland ride, one of drunk pirates chasing women and another showing an auction of tied-up women. It's probably a good move. In the same episode, Lisa notes that Disney got the rights to Cosmic Wars, a Star Wars parody, as you might guess, you little genius you, and immediately folded it into their rides, including the Country Stormtrooper Jamboree, Jim Jam Bong's Wild Ride, and Jabba the Tiki Hut. This, of course, is a direct reference to Disney rides getting Star Wars makeovers after the big acquisition in 2012. And hey, speaking of Star Wars, let's get some more Star Wars references in here. It cost Disney $4 billion. It's the least we can do. The show used Cosmic Wars from time to time when it really wanted to go in at Lucasfilm because America's parody laws dictate it, dang it. And while The Simpsons can now freely use Star Wars thanks to being under the same cozy IP umbrella, they used to have a lot of fun with the send-up, even imitating the 1978 Star Wars holiday special with a Cosmic Wars version. If you haven't watched the real Star Wars holiday special, just when you do, make sure you block off the rest of your day for recovery, because it will affect you. And in an episode where Star Wars exists, I guess, Homer saves Star Wars actor Mark Hamill from a crowd of angry Comic-Con attendees. A clear reference to the rabid fan base of properties like Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, and The Simpsons. I mean, these people are unhinged, even devoting hundreds of hours to making internet videos that feel oh god. When Bart hits it big in animation, because this is The Simpsons, and of course he did, the family meets the creators of Mixar on a Hollywood red carpet. But instead of this Pixar parody crew being as jovial as their CG cartoons, the various characters and collaborators are pretty nasty. This is a pretty direct reference to Pixar's reportedly uber-toxic work environment, which culminated in the removal of longtime head John Lasseter. And the show parodied the MCU pretty directly in the season 31 episode, which you'll note is after Disney acquired Fox in 2019, but the show still chose to do spoof characters, including Chinnos, because, you know, look at his chins. But the show's producers did manage to insert some direct Marvel references, including Kevin Feige voicing the character of Chinnos, as well as longtime MCU directors Joe and Anthony Russo providing voice cameos. That's fun. Chinnos. Speaking of Trixie Feige, in this season 29 episode, The Simpsons attended an MCU-type superhero film. After, the kids won't let the family leave the theater until they see all the many mid and post-credit sequences, all of the MCU. Lots of fun references here, but my personal favorite is the credit for Hawkeye's action expert, listed as none needed, a reference to Hawkeye's often tamer action work than some of his more famous avenging counterparts. Sorry, Jeremy. And you might have missed this last Easter egg if you're not one to stay around for those credits. Beginning with 2020's A Playdate with Destiny, the Simpsons shorts on Disney Plus all have a modified Gracie Films logo, replacing one of the audience members with Mickey Mouse. Maybe he's the person that woman is shushing. I still remember seeing the Gracie Films logo at the end of those late night Simpsons reruns. If you need me, I'll be looking for more deep cut Disney references. Send coffee. Send coffee.
Are you sure your mom let you kids drink coffee?
The last time, yes! References.